Welcome everyone to Dark Corners. I'm your host Dark and you can hear it in my voice. Today we're gonna be doing another scary video. I'm reacting to some 1C animated horror stories. Before I start with the first one, creepy deep web horror story animated, make sure you leave a like right now if you want more videos like this. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any, and let's try to hit like 1500 likes today for a part 2. Have y'all ever been on the deep web? I have.
A few years ago while I was in high school, the deep web was becoming very popular.
Same.
I never really got into it until my friend told me about it because he was into that weird stuff.
What's this weird stuff you're talking about? Because that sounds kind of suspect, bro. And if I look at your reaction here, it's not some funny videos you can only find on the deep web. Hey, I'm just saying.
I had nothing to do, so I went onto the browser Tor. I didn't really see much, so I called my friend over so he could help me out.
I've been on the deep web before out of curiosity, and it's actually kind of boring. I guess if you're not a criminal, you're not looking to do some illegal stuff, you're better off finding other people on YouTube that are doing it for you, because they're gonna cut out all the boring parts. Trust me, guys.
We started searching more and more. We saw a lot of drugs and illegal weapons, stuff like that. Then he clicked on a link that was in a chat room, and the link said, "Watch this." As we're sitting there, we're just staring at the screen that went from black to the outside of a building within a few seconds.
Somebody found their house or something?
And out of nowhere, a sticky note that said, "Want to see something cool?" So then I typed, "Yeah, sure." What was weird was the guy wouldn't type. He just showed sticky notes in the camera. And he also never spoke. All of a sudden, the camera started moving toward the building that it was facing. As we're watching him move toward the building, we noticed that the building was in our neighborhood.
Told you guys.
Then he quit moving and put another sticky note that said LOL. That kind of creeped me out. And then a person in
That just kind of creeped you out? I don't want to see what's gonna really creep you out then.
the camera stopped at a padlocked door and then unlocked it and opened it. The camera moved toward the back of this dark room, and there was a dog bowl on the floor. Now at this point, the camera was only facing the dog bowl. A few moments later, whoever the person was that was holding the camera put something in the bowl that looked like just slop. Honestly, it looked
Gross.
like feces. Then you hear another door open and a girl crying in the background, along with a chain dragging. This girl shows up in the camera crying with a chain around her neck. And the guy shoved her face in the bowl and puts a sticky note in front of the camera that said, "Cool, right?" Then the screen goes black. We sat there for about 10 minutes in disbelief, but the stream was still live. Then out of nowhere, the camera was back on. Then it was in the corner of my street. Then another sticky note that said, 545 East 99th Street off of St. Clair.
Hey.
That was my address.
Hey.
Then another sticky note that said, "Open the door."
You better not open the door. Call the
We
police.
sat there
911
confused,
emergency,
and out of
urgency.
nowhere, a knock at the door. I grabbed my phone, jumped up, and we both ran to the back door.
I would hate to be that
Then we
friend.
heard a knock at that door right before I grabbed the handle. At that point, we had
Lock it,
someone at
son.
the back door and someone at the front door knocking.
There's a whole
We
gang.
were stuck. Critical thinking wasn't my strength at that
Call the
point.
police.
We ran upstairs, called the cops, and locked ourselves in my room. The cops showed up, but no one was outside. Only items that the cops found were 100 sticky notes, all with my address written on them. I told the cops about the building with the girl, and they found it. The girl was 14 and had been missing for 5 weeks.
Oh, they actually found her? That's pretty good.
We moved out of that house within a week. But I will never visit the deep or the dark web again.
Okay, there's just one thing that's highly unbelievable in this story. So you're telling me this dude had a live stream? He didn't talk, he used sticky notes, but he never wrote on a sticky note that you should leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, like I'm gonna do right now. Guys, if you want to see more stories, make sure you leave a like right now if you haven't already. I'll even wait for you. The next story is called Creepy Man Followed Me Home from Cemetery. I'm guessing this is about the story where a creepy man followed someone at the cemetery. Let's see if I'm right.
One day, when I was in the 6th grade, on a rainy day, I was walking home.
I love Rainy Days, by the way. And this is animated differently. This actually looks cuter, more stylized. I like this animation style.
On my walk, which is about a mile or so long, I had to walk through a cemetery. Not a stereotypical, shabby, haunted one.
Every day?
But one that had many people walking through and was usually full of maintenance employees. I remember walking by a group of them sitting on benches on a break.
Alright, the one on the right, either he's a red herring or he's gonna be the creepy man. Calling it right now.
I thought nothing of it, as he stood up and started walking at a fair distance. After a bit, I looked back at him and he looked down quickly. He was in the same baby blue uniform as the others and had a gray beard.
Wanna bet he actually doesn't work there, he just stole the uniform from someone else? That's what I'm gonna call right now, that's my theory. Let's see if I'm right.
But I made out a name tag.
Frank P.
Frank P. As the other workers faded from sight, he was still behind me. I began to worry. A moment later, he called out, "It's wet, huh?" in a friendly voice. I chuckled politely and agreed.
Creepy.
My worries increased a second later when I walked out and he was still behind me. I was close to my house now and it started to pour. My house in sight, I started jogging to get there. I glanced back and I saw the man, visibly angry, start running. As my house got closer, I began to sprint. I didn't look back as I slung the key out of my backpack and opened the door. I looked behind me. I saw the man in the middle of the street. I walked over to the phone and dialed 911. Before I called, I looked out the window.
He was there?
He was gone.
Too bad.
I told my mom what happened when
Cute
she
mom,
got
though.
home. She didn't believe me.
What? She
night-
didn't believe you? So he told her this whole story. He's like, oh mom, there was this creepy guy. He followed me all the way back home and I ran away and then he looked and then when I called 911, he was gone. She was like,
And I could see occasional shadows from the flashes through my window in my living room. I lay watching the flashes when I saw a strange outline. I looked
Whoa.
closer and saw
it's a Roblox character.
outline of a man. I
It's
stood up
Baldi.
and walked out of my room. I walked into the living room. It was completely dark outside.
Yo, Loki, I just
I
noticed. This kid is actually wearing the same clothes as Baldi from Baldi's Basics, that video game. Check it out.
In
Green
the
shirt,
doorway,
blue jeans.
waited.
Is this the
car's
origin?
headlight illuminated the pale, shallow face
Baldi's
of Frank
Basics?
P. I ran into my room and locked the door. Never saw him after that night.
Where's his mom?
But whenever I see that baby blue uniform, I think back to that night and that haunting image of a skeletal, unnatural face.
Where's his mom?
Frank P.
Let's keep it going. The final story is called Creepy Abandoned Building Horror Story.
This happened a few weeks ago. I live in California,
Ooh,
and I've
nice.
always been good friends with this kid named Ethan.
Ethan.
We had all the same interests, so we got along great. But that's besides the point.
Ooh, I could use some
There's
crystals
this
right
old
now.
abandoned house a few blocks away that has been vacant for years. I have no idea why it was never fixed and sold. The point is, it's abandoned.
I
All
got
the
that.
neighborhood kids are always telling rumors about the place. And to be honest with you, I never thought they could be true.
You're gonna find out today.
We decided to sneak out at like 1 a.m. to explore the place.
Big mistake. Should have done it 2 hours later. Then you can put 3 a.m. in your title.
We brought along our phones for flashlights and to record. So we rode our bikes down the block and found the house. It was 2 stories high and made of brick with broken
Yo, y'all see
windows.
someone in there? There's like a skeleton and a black cat.
Oddly enough, the back door was unlocked. One of the rumors is that local homeless people, drug addicts, and gang members all hang out here. So the fact that someone seemed to have been here kind of freaked us out.
So why do you go inside then, you idiots?
Inside, it smelled like shit. It was so dark that if it weren't for our flashlights, we definitely wouldn't have been able to see anything. We walked through what appeared to be a kitchen, around through a living room, into a foyer. Just as we were about to go upstairs, there was a sudden, loud thump. Ethan and I both jumped and stood frozen.
Hey, that's what you get.
I think someone's up there.
You
I
think?
whispered to Ethan. Yeah, no kidding. He said back. Let's check it out. Dude, are you fucking crazy? I said. But Ethan either didn't hear or ignored me, as he was already halfway up the stairs.
Stupid.
Holding up my phone to continue recording, I reluctantly followed Ethan down there. We approached the doorway and
There is
glanced through
definitely
to see
someone there.
someone standing by the window. It was so dark, all we could make out was a brown sweater he was wearing. We knew he had to know we were here, because we had already shown the flashlight on him. Ethan began to cautiously walk towards the guy. I stood back by the doorway. Ethan walked up to the guy, strained his body to look at his face, and screamed. He shoved the guy, who fell to the floor, stiff like a statue, and grabbed my shirt collar as he tugged me away from there. I dropped my phone as we nearly trampled each other running down the stairs.
Oh my god, what's it called? When you have an animal and the animal passed away, pretty much got killed, and then they put him up with like dermatax or something. You know what I mean? So was that like a dead person but somebody put him up like he was alive? Yo, yeah, guys, teach. I know there's a word for it. It's like dermat something. I'm not even gonna try.
We got on our bikes and pedaled fast as possible back home. Apparently, when Ethan had walked up to the
Taxidermy. That's the word. It's a taxidermied person.
he realized that the man was some sort of taxidermied human,
Yeah, boy!
where his eyes had been taken out. At the same time, he heard a crack in the floorboards from across the room and saw the silhouette of a man huddled in a dark corner watching him.
Dang, son.
We had the nerve to go back to the house a few days later to try and find my phone, but it was gone.
They went back again, like these kids wanna die, they don't wanna grow up. I mean, being an adult isn't that bad. Just a little bit bad.
He didn't dare report it to the police for fear of getting busted for breaking and entering and sneaking out at night. I know, I guess that sounds stupid now.
You think?
Ethan and I are still great friends in high school, and this memory is still one we will never forget for as long as we live.
The way that was narrated at the end, it sounded like it was a great memory, but I'm pretty sure Ethan is traumatized right now, and I would not be surprised if he ends up as a serial killer. All I'm saying. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, especially if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any, and let me know in the comment section what I should react to next.